mean, I don't care whether it's Media Matters, that Joe Klein at Time Magazine, Center for American Progress, all of these attack clowns and dogs, and that pathetic moron. And I've got to tell you, he truly is pathetic, and normally I would ignore him, but he has insulted my wife, my daughters. He has, he's not man enough to take me on without also taking on my wife and my daughters, for God's sake. How in the world does General Electric rationalize keeping a psychotic that has no boundaries, no sense of decency about him? I am in the public arena. I can take every shot, and I will deliver as much as I can, just as, I will try to give just as good as I get. But I would never, and no, I don't know of anyone in this country who would go after a man's family. But that's how sick this guy is. He is desperately in need of a recalibration, as the president would say, in his medication. I don't know that medication will be adequate, but somebody at General Electric, my God, MSNBC, I don't know if it was a corporate gift to the Democratic Party or the White House, but MSNBC has become a house organ for the left wing of the Democratic Party. There's no pretense. I mean, it is sick. And he is the principal spokesman for the madness that is MSNBC. It's disgusting. And why anyone would tolerate that is beyond me. Here is General Electric, one of the world's great corporations. I mean, they're doing great things. Amongst other things, Jeffrey Immelt, the CEO, has decided that outsourcing was a bad idea. He thinks we should be doubling manufacturing. I couldn't agree with him more. He's putting his money where his mouth is. He's building plants here. And he's letting this sick clown represent General Electric, attacking wives and children, a man's family. I mean, what in the world is going on there? But I am delighted to tell you that this guy, he's self-destructing before our very eyes, but I think that GE has an obligation to at least create some boundaries for the degree to which he can do that at the expense of a man's family. I'm embarrassed for GE. I'm embarrassed for NBC. MSNBC itself is an embarrassment, I would think, for all of General Electric. The man is the id in ideology. He is, if there's ever a reason to focus on the extremes of ideology in this country, both left and right, but in his case, the left wing. It's viciousness, it's vile, it's wretched, and I'm glad to say that so many wonderful supporters have come out, and I'm getting calls from friends and the family. I'm so proud of that. I was choked up. I wasn't going to say almost choked up. I was choked up, and I can't say thank you enough to folks like Mark Levin and to Bill O'Reilly and Bernie Goldberg and Coulter. Here's Mark Levin. Have we got that cut, Mark Levin?
And how about that ass Keith Olbermann over there on that non-network MSLSD with every freak imaginable as a host? No damn ratings. I mean, even CNN beats them. Even Airport Radar beats them. Even sonograms beat them. Trashing Lou Dobbs, his wife and kids. You little punk. And you are a punk. Both of you little creeps. You're not real men. You're a joke. Vicious, poisonous hacks.
I think Mark Levin is outright eloquent. Well, you know what? I just want to say thank you to everybody who's supporting me. And, it turns out that that the wretchedness, the vileness of a certain individual over at MSNBC who is an absolute nothing more than, he's just a psychotic punk who happens to parlay an act into a gig on MSNBC, which, by the way, General Electric apparently has decided to donate to the Democratic National Committee. There's no other explanation for permitting a man the excess that he has attacking my family. Then he tried to deny that he was attacking my family and bringing up the ethnicity of both my wife and my children. He's that despicable, and apparently he has cowered a guy who I thought had some principle and some dignity, by the name of Phil Griffin, who runs MSNBC. But I suspect this is more about Dan Abrams, and I think it's a lot more about, maybe it is about Phil Griffin. I don't know. Whoever it is. I would think that General Electric would not be too thrilled, and its board, CEO, bringing my family into a public dispute. I mean, is there any sense of decency or constraint at all at General Electric? I mean, this is behavior that has nothing to do with the First Amendment, folks. He can prattle off all of his either over or under medicated madness anytime he wants, but leave my family out of it. I mean, just when I think Jeffrey Immelt is turning that company around, he's building plants in this country. He's acknowledged we need to double manufacturing, and he's letting a bunch of idiots at MSNBC bring out this chained, frothing at the mouth psychotic who they can neither control nor properly medicate. I mean, it's just embarrassing to watch this guy. Let's go to Audra in Manhattan, New York.
Your whole family treats everyone with respect, including my people, my helpers, whatever. And it just really bothered me when I saw what was going on because, you don't attack other people's family. You never have, and you are an independent. And I am an independent because of your viewpoints of showing both sides of the table here. But I got to tell you, put the gloves on and, fight fair is fair. But when you start attacking people and knowing that it's not correct, it's just below the belt. And I just wanted to call and give you my support.
Well, you're so kind to do that, Audrey. I'm very moved. And I'm going to say thank you so much. I'm going to say thanks to everyone in this audience for your support, your kindness, and we will prevail.
Lou Dobbs, the voice of choice.